Hello everybody, Hellcracks here, and welcome to another Mercenary Thoughts from the Inner Sphere. Episode, I think, 268. Yeah, 268. Alright, today we're going to be talking about the AC2 Carrier. Yeah. Did you even know that thing existed, an AC2 Carrier? Yeah, it does. It's sort of an interesting little vehicle. It's a 3.5 moving, has an internal combustion engine. Carries around a whopping, 3 tons of armor? Something like that. 4 tons? Yeah, 3 tons. I think it's 3 tons. Not much. Yeah, it's just enough to keep the crew from getting hit with machine gun fire, basically. But it comes in around 400 battle value, so it's pretty cheap. Gets the job done for basically what it was designed for. It's kind of an anti-aircraft gun system. It carries around 5 AC2 cannons. So it has 5 AC2 autocannons. On the books, at 400 battle value, why would you bring this into a game? Well, interesting thing is that, yes, people run around with VTOLs and other assorted little goodies and vehicles, where an AC2 actually has some tactical value because you can get those motive hits with them. Yeah, they're not going to strip a lot of armor off, but let's say you hit a VTOL and you hit it in the rotor, there's a point of damage. You hit it again in the rotor, there's another point of damage. Hit it again, well, you're now in the internal of that rotor. So when you look at it, like say a VTOL, hitting the rotor system is about the same as hitting the turret on a vehicle. It's like you roll a 10 or better and you're hitting it. And sometimes you even get those little 2s and 12s pop up, snake eyes, and when you're hitting location or boxcars, and next thing you know, you're rolling on the crit chart. So it's just like the same thing you can do against vehicles. So the AC2 isn't a bad system for what it can do. You got something that can shoot way out there at long ranges and cause some decent havoc on individuals. So if you look at the range of the standard AC2, you're looking out at 24. And the Succession War era 24 is a long-range weapon system. So you could park one of these things out on a hill and pretty much just keep plinking away. And the most damage this thing will do is 10 points of damage. Most individuals are going to ignore it. Even mechs will ignore them. If there's a bigger threat closer to you, they're going to be going after the bigger threat versus the thing that's out at long distance that's just parked on a hill someplace and just plinking away at you. Until that one time where they get that crit hit on you with it, and next thing you know, it hits ammo and your mech goes blow sky high. Then you're going, oh, maybe I should have done something about that little AC2. But, that's the nature of the beast. That's, you got to give a little bit give and take here, because when you're looking at something that's a bigger threat, you're probably going to after the bigger threat. And most likely you're going to have a slower moving vehicle or mech in front of you that's more of a threat. So you're going to go after that versus the thing that's parked out there at longer distance. So that's where it comes into play. So now if you start playing like perks and stuff like that, and maybe use it where you get a pluses to shoot moving targets in the air, like say against VTOLs and fighters. Say it's a anti-aircraft system, maybe give it a +1 to shooting those things in your campaign games, because its radar is designed to shoot such things. All right, makes it even more of a useful item versus just your standard run-of-the-mill vehicle. So now there are a couple different variants of this little vehicle. Now, the standard AC2 Carrier came around in existence, I think, around 2600. All right. Then up until the clan invasion, you didn't have much advanced tech that you had to throw on this thing. It wasn't even worthy of advanced tech. So it's always running around the internal combustion engine. Now, you could throw a, what do you call it, fusion engine on board if you had access to things and you wanted to upgrade and save a little bit of tonnage. Yeah, you could probably give it more armor, go that route if you wanted to. But in 3060, there's the advent of the LBX2. So, it's a direct swap. And I can get behind the idea of using an LBX2 because you're also, now you got, if you're using the cluster munitions, you got that one mod right there, one pip in your favor. It actually kind of helps a little bit. So you fire all 5 LBX2 cannons, and you got plenty of ammo, so you got 180 shots. Divide 5 into that. Yeah, that's a lot of shooting that you're going to have to worry about there. So that's what, roughly over 30 turns. So that's more enough for an entire campaign practically. So you can just sit back and just bang away with those LBX2s. But there's more. Along with the LBX cannon, there is a C3 slave. So they took some ammo away and put a C3 slave on board. So now if you had a lance of these, say 3 of them and something with a master computer on board, which is easily done. You could take one of the carriers and drop one AC2 in favor of a master computer, and yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. And you still have an extra ton left that you can throw into more armor for that thing. So then you have roughly 90 shots of solid, and you got 90 shots of cluster munitions. That's a lot when you think about how many shots you can throw down range. So if you have a, say, 2 standard carriers, and then you got a master computer carrier, and then you got, let's say, a Jenner or something with a slave on board, and you run it out there into the battlefield, suddenly all those AC2 shots are shooting at shorter ranges, and then you're just plinking away. And if you have 3 of these guys in support of that Jenner, yeah, you can actually start adding up damage pretty quickly. And if you're using the LBX cannon cluster munitions, you get close to somebody, that's then you're rolling those 1-point pit pits, but that increases your odds of more chance of a critical. And if you hit somebody that has all their a lot of armor ripped off them, so they got the nice juicy internal structure for facing you, oh yeah, you can tear somebody up pretty quickly and start just farming crits, and eventually you might find that ammo. Yeah, that's a good deal. I can get behind that one a lot. And it doesn't, but there's a cost though. It comes in another 130 more battle value. Okay, there's the downside. It's only 130 more. Then we got the primitive version. This came out. This is the early version of it that started the whole AC2 carrier. Came out around 2600. All right, so this one has 3 tons of armor, basic primitive armor, and then it also has advanced fire control. It has 4 AC2s, 2 tons of ammunition to go with it. So the weapon systems are a little heavier. They have designed them enough early enough to start knocking off the weight of them. And then you have the same, it's basically the same vehicle except with heavier weapon systems. And it comes in at 350 battle value. So it's about 50 less than the more advanced version that came out a little later, and 1 more AC2 on the later version versus this one. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's some design quirks on it. It has easy to maintain, fast reload, low profile, poor performance, and it's obsolete. They consider it obsolete because, well, you know, you're looking at pikes that are out there. You have the what's the other one? It was not the Burke, is it? One of the 4 AC5s on it. You know, those kind of aircraft, anti-aircraft systems. So you got those, but I don't even know if Ironwind even makes this model for the AC2 carrier. So I had to go hunting around to find something that looked like an AC2 carrier before I could even consider what it is. So overall, if you want to, my suggestion is take like a Pike vehicle out and use it as your AC2 carrier. You know, go that route. But it's 60 tons and 400 battle value. It can fill a couple holes in there to get the job done. It's not the most stellar looking vehicle on paper, but in the long run, the AC2, this is where that type of weapon system shines, is on vehicles. It has no really purpose to be putting on a mech, in my opinion. Throw it on vehicles and keep the value down on a vehicle. So there, it kind of fills a slot, kind of anti-aircraft system. Because you had a choice, would you take a rifleman or a AC2 carrier? Put your comments down below. What do you think would be the idea of carrying one or the other? All right, that's it. Hope you guys like it. So hit the old like button, like and subscribe, share with friends, and we'll see you in the next one. All Cricks out.